Emergency call. The driver and two people travelling in the car were taken to hospital with serious but not life-threatening injuries. The ambulance wasn't carrying any patients. A Kent nurse is quitting her job in intensive care to dedicate her life to looking after African orphans. Debbie Hull from Lordswood near Chatham is leaving her family, friends and career to work at an orphanage in Kampala, where she'll use her medical expertise to help abandoned children. This report from Lucy Mayer.
Back home in Lordswood, Debbie Hull reflects on her 6-month spell in Uganda, where she worked at the Sanyu babies' home in Kampala. The orphanage is home to around 40 children under 4. Most of them are abandoned because their families can't afford to feed them or because their mothers are victims of rape or AIDS. Volunteers find the babies in pit latrines or even in plastic bags dumped at the side of the road.
A lot of our children, in fact I'd say quite a good proportion of our children, are actually found on the cathedral steps or in the cemetery area of the cathedral, whereby the parents actually bring the children onto the steps of the cathedral thinking that they will then be safe, they will be looked after by good Christian people.
Debbie threw in her job as an ITU nurse at Maidstone Hospital to go out to Africa and look after these children. She had to come home after she was bitten by a snake and became seriously ill. But she can't wait to get back to Kampala, this time maybe for good. And there's someone very special waiting for her out there. 16-month-old Barbara was left on a gravestone in a cemetery as a tiny baby. During her visit, Debbie fell in love with the little orphan. Now she wants to start adoption proceedings to bring her back to Britain. Debbie's going back to Kampala in January. In the meantime, she and her best friend are working hard to raise money for the children. She misses them every day and can't wait to go back and carry on making a difference to their lives. Lucy Mayer in Lordswood for Meridian News.
One of the region's biggest sporting events, the Great South Run, is currently underway in Portsmouth. A record 18,000 people are taking part in the 10-mile road race in Southsea this year, many raising money for charity. Hundreds of children took part in the 3/4-mile mini version yesterday. Well, let's take a look at the weather now with Gemma Humphreys.
Channel shopping with poferries.com.
Good afternoon. Well, we have got rain moving up from the south through the rest of the afternoon. This was a satellite picture. This is where the forecast rainfall is. We're certainly going to get some heavier bursts right the way across the region. Temperatures today between 16 and 17 Celsius in those strong winds. Overnight, that rain will continue to move its way to the north, and where we see this clearance, we'll get these temperatures dipping right down to a low of 8 Celsius, so it is going to be quite chilly. So a fresh start to tomorrow morning. It will be dry for a time, but as we head towards lunchtime, we are going to see yet another band of rain moving in from the south and the west, heavy bursts at time and temperatures at best up to 15.
poferries.com, sponsors of Meridian Weather.
Well, that's all from the Meridian newsroom for now. We're back with our later bulletin at 4:30.